World War I wasn't just about soldiers in trenches, it was full of secret battle plans designed to change the outcome of the war. Germany thought their Schlieffen plan would win it all, until it didn't. The Allies, on the other hand, were using clever tactics to mislead their enemies. What about that infamous Zimmermann telegram? A single message that changed everything. We'll dive into these plans, exposing the moves and decisions that impacted the entire war. From strategic retreats to defensive lines, this video will take you through the secret playbooks of WWI and how they shaped history. The Schlieffen Plan, Germany's great gamble. Germany's war strategy at the start of World War I was a daring gamble known as the Schlieffen Plan. The goal? A quick and decisive victory by knocking France out of the war before Russia could fully mobilize. The plan involved Germany sweeping through neutral Belgium to attack France from the north, bypassing the heavily fortified French-German border. The idea was simple: defeat France quickly, then focus on Russia. But things didn't go as smoothly as expected. First, Belgium resisted far more than Germany had anticipated, delaying the German advance. This gave France and Britain time to prepare, slowing down the quick victory Germany had hoped for. The Germans were stretched thin, having to fight on two fronts. The French were able to regroup and, with the help of British forces, halt the German advance at the Battle of the Marne. The Schlieffen Plan was built on assumptions that didn't hold up under real battlefield conditions. The German forces faced logistical problems, their troops were exhausted from rapid advances, and the resistance from Belgium and France was stronger than expected. In the end, the plan failed, forcing Germany into a prolonged two-front war, exactly what they had wanted to avoid. This failure set the stage for a brutal and drawn-out conflict that would last for years. Allied deception, smoke and mirrors in warfare. While Germany was relying on grand strategies like the Schlieffen Plan, the Allies were using a different kind of tactic: deception. One of the most effective ways the British and French forces fooled the Germans was through the use of diversionary tactics, misleading the enemy about their true plans. They staged fake troop movements, built dummy tanks, and even created false radio transmissions to keep Germany guessing. One key deception was Operation Fortitude, where the Allies convinced Germany that they would invade Norway or the Pas-de-Calais when their actual target was Normandy. The use of double agents, like the famous Garbo, helped make this ruse believable. Garbo fed the Germans false information, which led them to believe the real invasion would happen elsewhere, giving the Allies a much-needed advantage. This smoke and mirrors approach also played out on the battlefield. The Allies would launch diversionary attacks to draw German forces away from their actual targets. These tactics kept German commanders off balance, forcing them to commit troops and resources to areas that weren't under real threat. By using these deception techniques, the Allies were able to gain strategic advantages without engaging in direct combat. It was a clever approach that confused the Germans and contributed to the eventual Allied victory. Deception wasn't just a trick of the trade, it became a crucial part of warfare during World War I. The Hindenburg Line, Germany's impenetrable defense. As the war dragged on, Germany needed a new plan to defend its territory. Enter the Hindenburg Line, a massive defensive fortification stretching across the Western Front. Named after German General Paul von Hindenburg, this line was designed to be an impenetrable barrier that would stop the Allies in their tracks. It was made up of deep trenches, concrete bunkers, barbed wire, and artillery placements, making it one of the most formidable defensive systems of the war. The idea behind the Hindenburg Line was simple: hold off the Allies long enough for Germany to regroup and replenish its forces. By the time it was completed in 1917, the line was seen as an unbeatable fortress, a symbol of Germany's determination to keep the Allies at bay. However, even the Hindenburg Line had its weaknesses. The line stretched over a large area, which made it difficult to defend every section equally. When the Allies launched their 100 Days Offensive in 1918, they managed to break through key points in the line using new tactics, including coordinated attacks with tanks, infantry, and aircraft. The fall of the Hindenburg Line marked the beginning of the end for Germany in World War I. Despite its impressive defenses, the line couldn't hold back the Allies forever. It became clear that even the strongest fortifications could be overcome with enough determination and coordination from the opposing forces. While battles raged on the fields of Europe, Germany made a risky diplomatic move that would end up backfiring badly. The Zimmermann telegram was a secret message sent from Germany to Mexico in 1917. The plan? Germany promised Mexico the return of its lost territories, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, if Mexico joined the war on Germany's side and attacked the United States. Germany hoped this would distract the US and keep them out of the European conflict. But here's the twist. The British intercepted the telegram and shared it with the US. The message was a game changer. When the American public found out, they were outraged. It pushed the US closer to entering the war against Germany, something Germany had hoped to avoid. The Zimmermann telegram was a diplomatic spark that helped bring the United States into the war, tipping the scales in favor of the Allies. What started as a secret strategy quickly turned into one of Germany's biggest mistakes. By 1917, Germany was struggling to hold their ground and decided on a drastic move, Operation Alberich. This was a strategic withdrawal of German forces from parts of France. But it wasn't just a retreat. As they pulled back, the Germans destroyed everything in their path. They blew up bridges, flooded fields, and sabotaged railways, leaving nothing of use for the advancing Allied forces. On one hand, it slowed down the Allies and forced them to take time to rebuild, but on the other, it also showed how desperate Germany had become. Instead of fighting head-on, they were relying on scorched-earth tactics to buy time. This destructive retreat was a last-ditch effort to hold back the inevitable, but it also highlighted how much the tide had turned in the Allies' favor. The secret battle plans of World War I were a mix of bold gambles, clever deceptions, and desperate measures. From the Schlieffen plan's failure to the Hindenburg line's fall, and from the Zimmermann telegram's diplomatic disaster to Operation Alberich's Scorched-earth strategy, these tactics shaped the course of the war and the world that followed. And there you have it, the secret battle plans that changed the course of history. If you found these stories of wartime strategy fascinating, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos diving deep into history, war tactics, and lessons we can learn for today's world. See you in the next video.